So I want to give you my thoughts on the movie. I'm just going to jump right into it. Overall, I thought the movie sucked. Um, it was just a ripoff of Iron Man, Ant-Man, the Guardians of Galaxy 3. Oh, you say Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Yes, and I'll let you know that by the end of this video. I pay attention to movies, so this was James Gunn had something to do with this. Um, but let's just cut to the chase. This movie overall sucked, in my opinion. Um, this film seemed like it had did well in the early 2000s when Marvel was in their early stages. And for a minute, I thought I was watching a Marvel movie. Um, but this film would have did better in the early 2000s. There's really nothing trend-setting about the movie. Everything that we seen been done before. And people are tired of it. This is we seen this stuff over a decade ago, and it's getting repetitive. It seemed like these superhero movies, especially this new DC, they're just making them in a factory. They're coming off a conveyor belt. I heard somebody say that on the video, and that's what it seems like. It's the same formula over and over and over and over again. It's the same shit. Now, this movie didn't need a PG-13 rating. It should have just been rated G because it's generic. There's nothing bad about it, honestly, that justify a PG-13 rating. Some of the stuff I like was George Lopez and pretty much the music, honestly. That's about it. And even some of his jokes fell flat, but that was pretty much the highlight of the film. The family aspect was cool, although I thought it was a disrespect to Latinos, and I will get into that in a further video, but that's the only thing I really enjoyed about the movie. The guy that played Blue Beetle took a back seat in his own movie. This movie should have been called The Family and Blue Beetle, because the family was the main focus, and the family is pretty much the selling point of the movie. This Another problem I had was the aspect ratio of the film. This film is scaled down. It's not even a full feature film with the full theater experience. Part of the screen is cut off with the black rectangle boxes, so the aspect ratio of the film I had a problem with, because it just seemed like someone turned on HBO Max and transferred it over to the projector screen. This is not this is not a film to spend money on. And I'm not saying that being a Snyderverse fan. I'm saying this as a person that this was just bullshit. This is just a cash grab movie. And it's made for streaming because it looks like it's made for streaming. The film copies scenes from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, like this scene right here. The scene in the afterlife with his father dying is pretty much Lila and Rocket over again. We seen this year. That film, that sequence looked like it was reshot because it had some of the same dialogue that Rocket and Lila had. Like, they were saying, well, it's not your time now, son. That's the same shit Lila said. It was just worded different and delivered different. The film is bad. But if you have little kids, it seemed like this would do good with little kids, little 10-year-old naive kids. Because that's what it looks like it's made for, honestly. I think another problem DC is having is because Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder set the bar really high. They set it really high in the tone and the style of their movies. And anything below that style to me is really mediocre. Um, Blue Beetle is low mediocre at best. At best, in my opinion. So yeah, getting back to what I said, Christopher Nolan and Zack Snyder, they set a serious tone for these characters, and it's hard to go back to a tone that's more than a decade old. Blue Beetle and the style that's old. That's old style. That's old storytelling, in my opinion. Another problem I had with the movie was the editing. Now, I pay attention to movies because I'm a critic. And what really kind of took me out the movie was the editing. And I'm talking about a specific scene that happened in the first half when the guy, the Cobra Kai guy, he goes out and look for the girl, and she just pops up out of nowhere, just like poof. She just pops up out the blue. And on top of that, she has people chasing her. But we never get a transition onto why they're chasing her, because the last time we see her in the movie, she's locking down security. And the auntie didn't even know Denise had anything to do with it then. So at what point did they figure out she has something to do with it? We never get that. We just get her just mysteriously popping up while he's driving, and there's goons chasing her with guns and shooting at her. I mean, the movie is sloppy, and it's typical DC. DC has went downhill since Zack Snyder left, and you can say whatever you want about Zack Snyder, but one thing you can't refute: his movies made a profit. His movies had an audience. His movie filled up theaters. So I'm in support of the Snyderverse or something better, but this is going back to early 2000s. We have to move forward. The auntie, honestly, Susan Sarandon, I know she's an OG in the game, but she gave me for some reason, she gave me Hillary Clinton vibes. Hillary Clinton versus Trump vibes. Now, if she do like a Hillary Clinton documentary, she'd be good. But it seemed like she was trying to channel Hillary. Well, she did a good job playing Hillary Clinton. But she seemed like she was there just for the check. She didn't put any effort into her acting. Like I said, the family was cool, but it just got annoying at some parts. The little Blue Beetle mobile sucked. Corny. And it just seemed like the Cobra Kai dude, he took a back seat. In the second half, you didn't really give a shit. I don't like the face of the costume. I thought the CGI was pretty cool. He can act, but he didn't really display his acting skills here. He yelled a lot, and they made him look weak. His family, his grandma had to save him. His sister had to save him. So I don't like that they have him. He has a moral code, and then he talks about Batman. I don't like that. It's just bad, man. It's just bad. I think at this point, James Gunn, if he wants to be successful, and I really mean this, if he wants to be successful in DC, he needs to resign and recommend Zack Snyder be the head of DC. Because right now I'm not feeling what they're throwing out. It's been nothing but a stream of failures ever since he came along. So Aquaman is pretty much dead in the water. Superman Legacy, it sounds like it's dead in the water. I'm just not feeling it, man. You know, we didn't got to the point where it's getting to the point where I'm not letting nobody in my household go see DC movies anymore. They're just so mediocre. Um, I mean, the movie sucks, man. It's just it's made for children, kindergartens. This is what the type of movie is. This is the type of movie my kindergarten teacher would show me in class if I was young. This is just what type of movie it is. It shouldn't have a PG-13 rating. I don't really understand the ratings these days, but this is a general rated G, general generic audience rating. Um, oh, you know, the film isn't bad for a streaming movie. I'll say that. If it was just a streaming movie, which it was intended, it's good for that. But other than that, the movie sucked. Now that the summer blockbusters is over with, I can catch up on my content, which that's what I'm gonna do. The only movie that I'm looking forward to right now is Saw X. Um, we'll see how that go, but leave your comments. What do you think about Blue Beetle? What do you think about the new? Because this is your DCU. They had Lex Luthor building there. This is James Gunn's tone, pretty much. So what do you guys think about it? Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.